historically, for instance, East Africa, particularly places like Kenya and Tanzania, suffered from appalling poaching, figures, but they, and in Kenya in particular, has managed to turn that around very, very significantly with a concerted investment from government as well as NGOs like ourselves, and really putting a lot of money and effort into building up the anti-poaching teams and training them and equipping them, and so on and so forth. Whereas South Africa, historically, whilst East Africa was suffering from this sort of poaching crisis, South Africa was, didn't have any poaching. In fact, they would often say, "Oh, that would never happen down here." And I think that in some respects, there was a complacency in South Africa in 10 years ago, 20 years ago, and they are now, paying the price for that. The other problem, I think, is that you've got a huge concentration of rhino in the Kruger National Park. It's whatever it is. I mean, the percentage of the country's rhino population, indeed the percentage of the world's rhino population, white rhino population, is centered around the Kruger Park. The Kruger Park has got a very, very extensive international border with Mozambique, which is, very porous. It's impossible to patrol and police. How many hundreds of miles of bush that allows these poaching gangs, which are very much, led by international criminal syndicates.
I've got a triple, mine.
Is that yours? Or?
Yeah.
I'll use that as well.
Corruption in South Africa, particularly under the previous government, was rife. So that certainly, aided the rapid rise in rhino poaching that we saw. I think at its height in something like 2015 or something like that. I can't remember the exact dates now, but where there was in one year they had over 1,100 rhino poached.
In past few years, poaching has been declined. I think Nepal only one poaching recorded, whereas in India it is about 10 in the span of last 3 to 4 years time, which is much lower compared to the earlier, the years. And this has been, possible because of the proactive steps both the Indian government and Nepal government has initiated. That includes, enhanced vigil, mobilizations of support from the local communities, also, the proper arrest or the, identifications of culprits involved in the rhino poaching cases. So these are the, the combined effort that has yielded a good success in checking overall wildlife poaching in India and Nepal.